What's going on, guys? Welcome back for the Jon Boat, rebuild, restore part 2. We're in the shop today. It is like 85 degrees, 100% humidity out here down in Georgia. I really want to cut that fan on, but unfortunately it's a little bit too loud to be able to record with. So I want to show y'all what we picked up for the Jon Boat. We got this, I guess it's pronounced Gluvit, for all the rivets, supposed to seep in and seal any kind of leaky rivets we may have. We also picked up the Marine 5200 by 3M. Heard some pretty good stuff about this. We did find a little bit of a pinhole in it once we got the boat sandblasted. So we picked up some water weld. We have the stick as well as the epoxy putty. And then we got some isopropyl alcohol for when we use our angle grinder to go over all the seams and the rivets to be able to clean it up prior to using any of these sealants or epoxies, whatever you want to call it. As we stumble over our words. Words are hard today, especially when it's hot as all get out in this shop. Let's see, we got our little paint bucket to mix our Gluvit in. So I guess without further ado, we're going to go ahead and fire up the angle grinder and go down and get all the, old sealant off of the little Jon Boat. And I think we're going to end up naming it the Little Gup. I did make a post the other day with a few names on it, so if you haven't already, make sure you head over there and put your vote in. So let's go ahead and get this, old sealant knocked off this boat. All right, guys, remember always safety first. So we got our little goggles on here because this thing will throw some of these, metal wires out of here. I learned that when we were trying to get all the paint off the inside of this boat. All right, so we're gonna get the boat cleaned off up here, and then I think I'm gonna go down and hit all these little rivets right here before we mix up the GloveX and run this 5200 down the front of the boat right there. And then we'll be able to run the GloveX along all these rivets. I'm hoping, this stuff says it takes 7 days to cure, and I'm really hoping that it'll cure a little bit quicker in this almost oven of a garage. I would really like to be able to get this thing painted and ready to hit the water. I'm ready to go fishing. Mountain Dew, please sponsor me. It's too hot out here. All right, so let's go ahead and get this all cleared off. All right, guys, I'm not sure really how much that time lapse absolutely captured. My camera got too hot in this Georgia heat and shut down, but we got all the rivets sanded, or I guess not sanded, all the rivets gone over with the wire wheel, and we got all the little seams hit so we can hit it down with that 5200. So we're gonna go ahead and get the Gluvit mixed up as I'm cutting my head off in the camera. We're gonna go ahead and get the Gluvit mixed up and start applying it. I think we're gonna get that applied first and then go back around all the seams with that 5200. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get her all mixed up. I almost forgot I need to wipe this down with some isopropyl alcohol. So we're gonna go ahead and get that knocked out. And I ain't gonna make y'all watch a boring time lapse of me wiping down a boat with some alcohol. So I will see y'all once we go and get this Gluvit mixed up. All right, so upon reading the back of that GloveX container, once I got it unwrapped, it says that any kind of holes or anything like that you can actually put that stuff over it as well. So this little imperfection we have here, we're gonna mix up some of this water weld. Can I do this with my hands? Wear gloves. Okay, so I gotta find some gloves. And then, let's see, there should be some right here. Yep, all right, so it says we can actually put this on there, but unfortunately it takes, and it says an hour, but I'm gonna let it sit for probably 24 hours, so maybe tomorrow once we get back from the archery tournament, before I put that Gluvit on. So we already got all these clean. Ain't nothing gonna get on them in this garage. I ain't worried about having to redo it. So all the rivets are done, but I don't wanna mix up that whole can of Gluvix. If there's a possibility I can just put some over these holes too as well, just to kind of come out of the bottle. So that way I'll be able to kind of kill two birds with one stone. So it says to cut a little bit of this up. And honestly it looks like it's just gonna smush out of there, which it did. Let's get the sticker off of it. I don't know if y'all can hear my chicken stand, but he's sitting there wondering what the heck I'm doing. So the back of this thing literally just says, I keep cutting my head off to need this stuff. I've never used the putty type. Okay, I feel like that's needed pretty good. I feel like I'm making some bread over here. Definitely smells like it's working. We're gonna try to keep it off those seams. Smush it down all flat like so we ain't got any kind of rough edges. All right, kind of give y'all a little look and see what that looks like. So that's what we did right there. I don't know if you remember what it looked like beforehand, but guess we'll let that sit for like 24 hours, and then if we need to, we can sand it down a little bit and make it a little flatter. The way this instruction reads, press putty firmly into surface to be repaired. It's a uniform color. So I guess that's all we do. Then we'll shove this back in the bottle and save it for later. If I can figure out what I did with the top to it. Oh, here it is. But, so I guess I'll see y'all, well, with the magic of editing, it's going to be like, but I will see y'all once that's dry tomorrow, so that way we can mix up that Gluvit and put it on. So with the power of editing. All right, guys, well, we just finished putting the Gluvit on the boat. I totally forgot to hit record on my Sony, so we didn't catch any of the application process. But basically, we mixed it in up to 12 ounces, so we did 10 ounces of the Gluvit, and then 2 ounces of the, I guess, what do they call it? Like the catalyst or the little stabilizer or the little white bottle that comes with it. We put it on every single one of the rivets. And I will say it took quite a while. It's been sitting on here for probably about, I don't know, an hour now. It's getting really tacky. Down here in Georgia, it is around like 85, well, between 80 and 85 degrees outside. So I suspect it's gonna, cure pretty quickly. On the back of the bottle, it did say that it takes 12 hours at 75 degrees Fahrenheit for it to completely cure. But once it's cured, we're gonna take that Marine 5200 we got and put it on the bow, right there where that piece of metal comes over the two, and probably on the stern as well, across the back where the two pieces of, I guess it'd be sheet aluminum meet each other. So hopefully we won't have any kind of leaks whatsoever. I'm really looking forward to being able to take this thing out on the boat out on the water and start fishing out of it and start making some content from on the water instead of off the water. So we did get our paint in. We got some Duralux, what do they call it? Duck Boat Drab. It's more like a tan color. And we also have some rust, what do they call it on the bottle? Rust preventative coating, which is basically some primer that my dad's company actually sells. So once this dries, once we get the 5200 on here and it dries, we'll prime it, paint it, and then we'll be able to flip it over and start working on the underside of the boat. So I appreciate y'all sticking around for part 2 of the Jon Boat Build, the 1974 SmokerCraft Jon Boat Build, and I look forward to making part 3 here in a few days once this gets dried and we're able to put that 5200 on there.